What's going on there, YouTube? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm here with another action figure review. This is my review of the Club Black Freighter Maddie exclusive Dr. Manhattan figure, and this is pretty much wrapping up what has been released in the Club Black Freighter set so far. It's just been the four. It's been Night Owl, Dr. Manhattan, Rorschach, and Silk Spectre 2. And I'm excited for the last two figures, which are the Comedian next, and then Ozymandias, to wrap it up in, I believe, December, I think, yeah. So, with that being said, so no figure this month, but there's going to be a figure in September, so stay tuned for that. Go on Maddie's site, because they actually do sell these figures, I believe, once a month they sell them. One for exclusive to the subscribers, and then the other one to the normal public. So definitely look out for the other two if you're trying to complete this set and you don't have the subscription. So with that being said, Dr. Manhattan, fun little fact about Dr. Manhattan is that he actually is based off of Captain Atom, if you did not know that. And another little fun fact for you is that the creator wanted to create like a human that turns into like almost basically a god, and but he didn't want to keep him emotionless, so he kept all his human traits and human habits, I should say. So there you go. Even though he doesn't really, in most of the story, he actually doesn't really care that much about humans. He eventually learns to care by that whole scene with Silk Spectre and when they're on Mars, I believe. And that's actually one of my favorite scenes, is when those two are talking, and because you really get to see both sides of where they're, humanity, and then you have this godlike creature that's a human that's actually turned into a godlike creature, and it's good to see both sides of the spectrum and see where they're both coming from, and they both make good points with a lot of things, and so that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, or even in the in the graphic novel. It's just really good to read. So there you go. Anyways, he is a very unique design. I will give him that. And so he does look very cool. I unfortunately do not have a Captain Atom figure. He's one of the figures on the list. So if you don't know about the list, I have this list which I've devised of figures that I need to collect to finish my DCUC collection, and he's one of them. So hopefully I'll eventually get around to getting him. But sticking with Dr. Manhattan here, because I don't want to go off topic, let's get to his articulation. His head does move side to side. He's a little stiff in the head still. It does look up. That's pretty much up, and it does look down. So there you go. His arms do go up. He's a pretty stiff figure. It does move down. Can do a full 360. He has a bicep swivel, single bend at the elbow, a wrist rotation, an ab crunch, waist swivel, T-jointed hips which go out, forward, back, upper thigh swivel, single bend at the knee, and an ankle hinge. So with that being said, he's got basic DCUC articulation, got good range of motion everywhere pretty much. He does share the same hands as the Spectre. Sorry, you can probably hear Justice League Unlimited in the background. Sorry. It just keeps playing while I'm doing these reviews. But he does have, actually, what's unique about him is that he has toes, which is pretty cool. You can't have no toes with this character, pretty much, since he's pretty much naked throughout the whole thing. The whole graphic novel, he's pretty much just his dong pieces out. Yeah, I mean, they gave him the underoos, and you pretty much have to. I mean, I don't want to figure with his dong out the whole time. That's just kind of weird. It's like, hey, look at all these cool figures. I'm like showing some of my collection. Hey, look at all these cool figures. Oh, there's a guy with his dong piece out. Okay, that's a little odd. All right, but yeah, so glad they covered that up. Don't need that. And yeah, so he does look cool. I really am digging this blue. It kind of pops to the eye. He does have some shading in certain places around his shoulder here. Excuse me, I was like brain farting. It almost looks like different, like a transitional blue. It looks like it's a little bit darker in some areas and then transition into a nice lighter blue, which is very nice. He does have a little bit of a problem here with a darker blue here than a lighter blue here, but it could be part of that transition. But he does look good. The blue is very nice. I have to give him that. And it would have been cool. Actually, you know what would have been a perfect accessory for this figure? Since they didn't give him any accessories, a perfect accessory for this figure is just to give him a flight stand. They could have just thrown in a flight stand with him, and that way you can get him to those nice hovering poses. I mean, that's something pretty simple and basic. I mean, if you're going to pay like $40 for this exclusive, and you get all this nice packaging and all this room to put like accessories in, and I just think they could have added a flight base with this guy, and that would have been fine. That would have been really worth my money, but you just get this guy and that's it. So, yeah. So definitely, I still like this figure. I'm going to give him an 8. I think the weakest figure in this wave, and I'll bring everybody in here to wrap up basically what we have so far. There we got Rorschach. Nobody wants to stand today. I keep trying to get figures to stand. They don't want to stand. She's gonna fall over. I guarantee she's gonna fall over. Oh, she's standing. Okay. Now we got Night Owl over here. So there we go. There's your Watchmen. So far, we're still waiting on the Comedian and Ozymandias. Like I said, yeah, would have been nice if we actually got the Minutemen in an exclusive wave too, to kind of compare the now and then versions of the superheroes in that story. They still look really good, and I'm just happy that we actually got comic book accurate versions of the Watchmen. So definitely, if you haven't read the book, read it. There's also a motion comic out there, so you can check that out. I believe it's only $20 on iTunes. Has it? I actually just recently picked up the uncut version, the uncut director's cut, or whatever the heck it's called. But it's got all the Black Freighter story and Under the Hood story and the original Watchmen movie. So if you haven't checked out the movie, check out the movie too. Definitely recommend these figures. Even though Silk Spectre is the weakest in the wave as far as articulation goes, I still think that, well, these two are actually the weakest with articulation. But they're basically meant for adult collectors, and they're meant to just be display only. They're not meant for real, like, ACBA stuff like that. But they still look great. I'm happy that we got the wave. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Sign up for Club Infinite Earths. Sign up for Club Infinite Earths.